Hello everyone, well what a weekend of footy, and just in case you missed it, I'm here with a recap of round 4. And we start with Thursday night football, Sydney and the Bulldogs at the SCG, Swan star Josh Kennedy's 250th game, an emotion-charged milestone following the passing of his grandfather and AFL legend John Kennedy Sr. earlier that day.
Comes down to Wallace, plays on to Liver from 48 metres out, kick towards goal, won't register. Bailey Dale, no problems. And this is a pretty standard kick these days, and no problems at all.
Now, goes wide to Williams. Now, Williams from 60 metres out. He gets a lot of it right there. Norton's taken a beauty, I think.
Cut that off, Jordan Dawson, back in the middle. Have a look at the numbers here, although interrupted by Norton. What about the athleticism of him? Around on the left boot, high ball. The run here important. Lloyd, that's Lloyd of the Dogs. Now comes Rampy, tries to don't argue, will need to get rid of it. Great follow-up from Lloyd after being spoiled in the marking contest to apply the tackle, and he kicks the goal.
Here's the last contest. You can see a big knock for Aaron Norton, but we just watched him as he's walking around the boundary in the hands of the trainers. It looks like he'll be going downstairs here.
Once they started to get a bit more supply, he then made his mark on the game. He's ronked back inside, and here he is, speak of the man. So Papley, yeah, that's good. That's really, really good. So Tom Papley steadies.
They sure do, and I'm enjoying them tonight. Kennedy getting it from Sinclair. Oh, Bontempelli. That is a great mark.
Against a guy that's pretty damn good at it.
Yeah. Hewitt had a fair bit of it, not quite. Wallace a goal in every game so far this year. McLean got it from Vandermeer. A bit up and under. Bontempelli, yes! Yes! Now, he has missed a few of these in the last 12 months, but he hasn't missed tonight. Chance for Richards. Here's Bruce, who BT talked about at half-time. Lloyd paddles it in front, wants the ball to talk for him. And stoppage forward 50. So Lloyd just feeling the shoulder.
Yep.
Off he comes. We know Norton's out for the match with an ankle.
Doesn't look good as Lloyd comes from the ground there. Fell heavily on it.
Doggies with a big lead, but not insurmountable from what we saw in that third quarter. So Bontempelli, so good again there to Johannesson, who arches the back and goes through the centre, kicks to about 30 metres, and West takes a beauty. Made an impact last year. That ball holding the line and getting the goal.
So doing well there, West. His old man won 7 best and fairest, so it's not bad breeding, the most of anyone in the AFL era.
Advantage.
To make it a 0-0 start in the final quarter, and he's got that as well. So Papley has kicked all 3 Sydney goals. Kennedy now from inside 50. Looks good. Sydney are back within 20 points. Very cool under pressure. Wallace concedes but maintains possession. Now Daniel unload top of the square. Riley West there competing, big thump away. Soccer off the ground by McRae. I think it's there.
Parker's little kick forward. Ronk on the up. Papley.
Oh, yes.
Papley. Oh, he's just kicked his 4th. He's having a huge night.
A great win there for the Dogs. What an inspiring performance by the skipper Marcus Bontempelli. The 4 points soured though with injuries to Josh Dunkley and Sam Lloyd, while luckless Swan Sam Naismith suffered another season-ending knee injury. Devastating news for him, and we wish him all the best in his recovery. So Friday night football was next on the agenda. The Giants and Collingwood in a rematch of last year's thrilling preliminary final clash. After 2 straight losses to start the season resumption, the Giants were looking to get their campaign back on track against a Magpies side they had the wood over in their previous 2 encounters.
With a famous grandfather who you know so well, BT. So
Yes.
Hopper,
Michael Green, of course. And he goes deep inside 50. Cameron, good grab. 15 minutes, no goals, and that's coming back, and that'll be okay. Trying to thread the needle. He did it pretty well to Adams. Arches the back, gets away from Kelly. A good deep entry. Grundy to Goey off hands. Brush the tackle. Good stuff. Jaden Stevenson, just a little one around the corner, caresses it. Have a look at this. Have a look at that. Bit of Braveheart going on there.
Huge claret coming from his face there, Taylor Adams. He'll need to get that checked out through quarter time.
in your best team.
They're both superb.
Both pretty good, aren't they? Here's Elliott. Thought about the little give to go. Perhaps that was on, but he liked this instead. And it is wide, but it's a shot at goal. And Stevenson will fancy himself. Waste no time. That is a goal. Hoskin, Elliott and Adams, and he's Shaw, Lockie Keith, to name a few. Here's Tom Green. Little handball, Daniels. Did Dacos get him a bit high? Took the ball away. Shot at goal. Fantastic.
I think you've made a good case to your honour there. Cornelio's kick to full forward. Green, the big fly, and then Green around the corner. Oh, he's kicked a beauty.
Moore, Adams, side bottom almost. Ward just wanted the ball. Searching Kelly. Back to the ball. Boot on ball. Green protecting the space. Well done. He should from there. 20 metres out directly in front. No problems. Toby Green come to support him. Tom Green has been ultra impressive in this game, I've got to say. Spills to Haitley. Haitley back inside. Gee, they're free here. Daniels again. Spears off the handball to Perryman. He's their main goal kicker this year. He's their main goal kicker. Sam Taylor back to Williams. Loves to run, Williams. Got the kick away. Noble, I think, will be first. Here comes Cameron. Oh, boy. Gee, so lucky that Noble's able to spin out of that. Maynard now into Himmelberg. Here's an opportunity for Perryman. He kicked the goal a moment ago to Ward. Beautiful little grab. Great manoeuvre.
Can Cox take advantage of Davis being off?
Looks like it's tailored up by the look of that shot a moment ago, isn't it? So just notice Williams a second ago too, really. He looked as sore as Phillips, who we've hardly called all night, bangs it through.
The ball was there, and Wills, I think it was, in the middle. De Boer didn't make contact, so that's a Taylor out of three. The advantage is paid. Collingwood quickly into attack. Here's Cox, almost held that one. Magic soccer! Gee, I think he's got it.
Finless at handball, Cornelio, a high ball, not a great looking kick, but Green, oh yes, Green!
Oh, Bruce.
He's actually given him a clap there, Maynard.
Yeah.
Because, and the reason... Oh.
So the little give-off, was that the Finlay or he's missed it? Cameron, he's missed it.
Oh, Toby.
Pedigree, high ball forward.
Here's Cox, touch ball, no mark played. Good clobber by the GWS defence. Picked up here by Phillips. He's got two in the corner as well. They're going to go here.
Play on, not 15.
Horrible kick. Straight down the throat of Daniels. Handball back inside. Jeremy Cameron didn't get a lot of it, but a dangerous centering ball. Well done, Finlayson. Green's there. Got hold of him, Noble. Little one on the ground. Kelly kicks the goal. Intensity's rising, Bruce. That's what I don't know. Bang, Hopper and Howe.
He's just hurt his right knee on that big clash.
It looked a little bit like the old posterior Ruckman's injury, didn't it?
So when you call for a bounce...
Oh, no. The side on. Umpire Nicholas Brown gets it underway again. Here's Green. Gee, looks cool, doesn't he, the way he handles the footy. Ward, got a deep ball. Cameron, probably 50 metres, but he should get the journey. Suits his kick, and gee, that's nice, really nice.
He and Green have had a fascinating duel. Maynard's had his moments, obviously so's Toby. High ball to Cox, and he's got it. So he's in the right stadium, isn't he? For a man of his size, and he's guiding it and guiding it home. This is a big victory for the Giants.
Another nail-biter between those two sides, the Giants holding on despite losing Phil Davis and Zach Williams to injuries during the game. The other big news out of the clash, star Magpie Jeremy Howe sustaining a serious knee injury. Over to Metricon Stadium we go now, a home game for the undefeated Power in the Hub against a struggling West Coast outfit, and it wasn't a good omen for the Eagles, with star Jeremy McGovern a late withdrawal before the first bounce after he failed to overcome an ankle injury.
Couldn't complete the deal, but Hartlett crumbed it to Westhoff. Where's Charlie? There's Charlie, with one of the great full forwards of his day, Alistair Lynch, three-time premiership star, Charlie. Oh, Alistair Lynch. Great. It's a pretty good spot with the kick. Marshall's down there. Couldn't quite trap it in the hands. Off the deck, even in the milestone game. Didn't want to go outside, but that was the option he had to because Ebert had too much space to ignore. Dixon's up and rises. Ooh. King Charles, how good's he looking?
Deliver compared to his teammates.
Gray, perfect palm down. Hartland on the run, kickable by his standards from 55. He's a class act. Turns, needs a target, and he has one. And Flying Ryan can fly here. Take a couple of steps, he rolled it inside 50. Chaos ball didn't work for Jones. It worked for Kelly. Kick smothered, ricocheted back to him. Crazy stuff, but it works. Little flick down was pretty good by Barris. He got it to the deck. That was his job. Charlie still going. Oh. He played for the trip. In he skips. And that is a work of art. That is a craftsman at work. What's in it is the West Coast clearance. A little roller met by Cleary, couldn't collect it. Kelly weaving his way through traffic with magic. Kennedy, here we go. This is the West Coast Eagles we know. Aim on. Moted and got it. Kicked delightful to Ebert. He's got the over the top. It's Westhoff in the pocket. Open goal. Oh. He ran in. He bumped Bartos Schofield and he kicked the goal. As bizarre as it was beautiful. Swooped the handball to Motlop, to Butters. Off and running. Options are plenty ahead of the ball. Marshall looks up. He's got a paddock ahead. Could have run. Tries to find the Dixon target, and why wouldn't you? 6,000 strong crowd give him silence for number 4. And he's got it. 4 goals to Big Charlie, who's back at his old home ground.
Tom, leave it. Leave it. Sam Powell-Pepper. Move away. He's on report, Charlie.
And Butters has got one to the head, so
right.
We'll see if we can get a replay of that. So Schofield here, little
headbutt.
Wow, okay. It's got an early rise on Chi, didn't give the free away. Bonner pumped it long. Gray, good mark, back with the flight. Barris, spectacular commitment. And can that inspire them? Back towards the wing, Jonas, Hickey, beautiful crumb. Splendid handball. Cripps. Kenzie gets back, makes the contact, and brilliant grab by Kennedy. Gets a boo or two, starts it right, pulls it back, perfection. Here's Kangaroos down the wing, spears the pass, hoping for Butters. Landed like a cat, picked up to Sharon, heads to Boak, dances inside and launches goal square. Dixon, Dixon, Dixon for number 6. And in modern day terms, it is a bag. Was stripped, Cole couldn't get it out. Wines, hits a pretty good spot with the kick. Dixon's back out there. Boak, Ebert. In the milestone games, got a couple.
Charlie Dixon, what a performance. The power train keeps rolling on. Ken Hinckley's men still undefeated in 2020. The Eagles, on the other hand, have some issues to deal with. That was their 3rd game in a row. They've only managed 6 goals. Plenty of work for them to do. Over to Marvel Stadium we go now for Maddie's match. The Premiers Richmond are yet to notch up a win in the season restart, while St Kilda entered the game having lost their last 4 matches to the Tigers. Could today be the day they break the drought?
Maddie's match, let's hope it's a cracker. Tigers making 4 changes in selection, so Marshall in the ruck, no rider. That was significant. Jones getting the ball, but it's going Richmond's way, and Edwards straight away is punching the air. So opportunity for Dean Kent. He was the man that comes into the team for Ryder. Can he make the most of it off his right boot? Didn't get the weighting right. Stack, though, didn't finish the defensive job. Butler pounced and they have a goal.
So they're able to lock it up and get a stoppage.
Jones, who was aggressive in his intent and in the execution, found Ross, and now Butler on the move, sets the kick for Membry. In general, he's a beautiful kick of the football, and that is no exception, and the Saints have kicked 4 in a row. Lynch was on the lead, Stack doubling up, Higgins and Caddy there with him, and that time the delivery was excellent to Cochin. So they might have just clicked into gear here. Play on. Little layoff handball, and Lynch puts it through. By that Curvis, and Cochin tried to kick it. It didn't really end well. Loney with a centering ball. King towering, and Kent. He has that ability to kick a goal, Dean Kent.
Losing side, but played well, starting to get some confidence as well, Root. Be happy with what he's been doing now. What happens here? Lynch goes up and takes a screamer. You know, he's done it 21 times from this position and comes in and goes off his boot beautifully.
Aggressive handball to Lynch, who's covering a lot of territory, been influential in this opening term. Ross found a way to get it back to him. Tigers attacking, Dusty's out the back, but Bing Long with the hunt down tackle.
Caddy goes to the forward pocket. Revolt, that's a good lead, the great mark.
Pet hate of yours, Ed.
It is.
Oh, nice little kick.
And as a result of that, Jack Revolt goes back and puts it right through. There's one for Matties. They've got players at the fall of the ball. The Tigers, and Edwards is deadly normally. It's a beautiful kick. Lynch goes up, but well done, Carla. That was absolutely magnificent. Good chip kick. Chance now for Membry. Over the top he goes. Marsh, Kent, goal square, goal, Hill, open goal, bang. That was great football. Ball in dispute, Hill did well, went to his knees, got back up, opened it up for his teammates. Hanbury's handball was sensational. Now the Saints are a chance because Hill's got it and not much up in front, so he has to hold the ball. Now he gives it off, Jones. Jones again looks up, in between his teammate, picked up by Butler, left foot step, and it's a goal.
Clark, though, gets the hand pass along the line. Broad played the footy on its merits, got away from the clutches of Marsh, and suddenly Cotchin's entering 50, and Lambert's handballing over the top. Bolton shapes the kick.
Wants it high in the air.
Watch for Membry.
And that's where he's gone to the front of the square. Membry up high, second grab, got it.
King is the main target here. Marsh is also down there. And he's got it. Took the goal last week. He was playing defensively on Jeremy Howe, who's right in front, and he puts it right through. And the passion is there from the Saints. Aggressive kick into the middle. Asked a lot of Hooley, who got crunched. It gets through. That's Richmond for you. Thump on Baker. Saints defence need to be on guard now. Higgins fired out the handball. Lynch pops it up top of the square. Anything could happen, and it fell nicely for Stack. Intriguing contest. Martin sprawled out of the Marvel Stadium turf. Interesting handball from Ross. Went straight back to Lynch. The cruelest of bounces. Revolt happy to share the glory with Higgins. They've kicked two in a row. They're not going anywhere. It was instant, and as a result was without control. Loney, he's decked. So it's downfield. Played the opening 3 rounds last year for the Tigers, but only 7 overall. Squeezed out in the end. What an asset he's been so far for St Kilda. We love the look of that one sailing between the sticks. Curvis held out Marsh. Kent managed to get ball to boot. Was it touched? It was not. The Saints get a better look from Clark into the pocket. And it was well weighted. And Marshall tumbles to the ground.
50.
And it is 50. He's 21 points. Becomes 27.
So they've still got to keep that attacking mindset when the opportunity presents.
That's what Marsh is doing here. Hoping for King, or the fly from the side. What a game he's played. Can kick through here, which he does. The Saints are almost there.
An impressive performance by Dan Butler against his former side as he helped the Saints defeat Richmond for the first time since round 16, 2017. Serious question marks now at Tigerland with their flag defence hanging in the balance. Well, 2 traditional rivals took to the MCG on Saturday afternoon. Carlton full of confidence after knocking off Geelong at the Cattery last round, while the Bombers were coming off a bizarre week in which a positive COVID-19 test from Connor McKenna saw their match against Melbourne cancelled. Either way, these clashes hardly seem to disappoint, with no love lost between these 2 clubs.
To your point, Richo, consistent start. Here's Silvani. Good-looking kick that to Eddie Betts. Couldn't have kicked it any better, and Eddie's got a hard-running option in Gibson. Well, that's not a good sign. We'll find out from Lingy if Jack Silvani's okay. Here's Levi. They are rock-solid hands.
Clip on Jack Silvani from Merritt. Not a lot in it. Linger, you were the deliverer of about 400 of them over the journey, weren't you?
Great move having him around the ball. Look at Cripps, just slice his way through the heavy traffic. Good courage, Francis back with a flight. Eddie Betts, he got it. Wiedering. Advantage been played. Fantasia. Darcy Parish, he's got an open goal square. Runs to 50, lines it up, and that is straight through. Trying to direct it down. Eddie Betts looming large as always. This situation, that's out of bounds on the full. He's the sort of player Carlton would love to get the most out of it.
Oi.
Good-looking kick. He loved it, Mitch McGovern.
Donald Tippenwoody, his first touch. Townsend. Zaharakis. Dev Smith in a dangerous spot. Has a bounce. Runs to centre half forward. Low drilling ball. He's going to bounce through. And that's a nicely steered ball into the hands of Levi Casbolt. The 45-metre banana. Have a look at Levi. Wowee! Tough ball for the forwards. Murphy. Time and class. Tried to find centre field. A few found him. Now McGovern on the left. Has stuck it through. Fantasia. Got around Petrovsky-Seaton, inside out, brilliant. Absolutely superb from Marazio. Gave it to Zaharakis. What's ahead of him? Merritt, centre half forward, eased it over the top to Stringer.
Gee, that did that well.
Jake Stringer. Right through the middle. Brilliant.
And Langford, and he's away.
Forward of the ball, McKernan. Starting to loom in this game.
Horaceo's out.
Tippenwoody next to him, didn't want to go there. Instead he goes to Fantasia. Nice decision making from McKernan. Off to McDonald Tippenwoody. And the Bombers have got another one.
Richo, you pointed out tonight, Langford's had that job.
Advantage.
Advantage is paid. Mark Murphy's going to take it. Former skip, that's a beautiful looking kick. Great vision. Desperately they need this one now. Jack Martin leans back. Like it off the boot. And the Blues get a big goal.
There's Murphy again. Hacks it inside 50 to draw the Blues level. Beautiful. Right through the middle. Bombers defending grimly.
Well done,
Forward came Simpson. Curnow flicks the handball out. The Blues inside 50 again. And all on his own. The best player on the ground. David Cunningham. Set shot. And he got too close to the man on the mark and sprayed it to the left.
Saad's going to play on. He's going to go straight on the middle.
50 metres. Let's go.
And 50. So Saad's going to be advanced.
Hooker's got himself inside 50.
Stay out.
Look at them all streaming back into defence. Saad brought all the way into the centre. Going to launch a long torpedo. He's gone the barrel. Can they get a mark? Oh! What about Townsend?
Right on the edge of his distance, though.
Kicked a couple of goals in the 2017 Premiership for the Tigers. Can he win the game for the Bombers? Jacob Townsend, has it got the journey? Just touched on the line.
Just got to not do any damage with this kick. Doherty pumps it wide. Listen to this. The Blues win it by the barest of margins.
Well, how about that? Eddie Betts breathing a sigh of relief after that 50-metre penalty. What a cracking game. The Bombers, though, suffering their first loss of the season. The Blues now 2-2. So Saturday night footy takes us to the hub at Metricon Stadium. A winless Dockers outfit taking on a bullish Gold Coast side led by rising star Matt Rowell. It has been a tough start to Justin Longmuir's coaching career at Fremantle. Can his side finally nab a victory for 2020? Let's find out.
He's got the free kick. Ellis wobbles the ball forward. Wilson can't take the mark. Quick snap out of the pack and immediately the Suns are on the board. The perfect start. Deep inside, 50 ball. That's a good fly from Schultz. Oh, 50 metres for abuse. Looks like Brandon Ellis, I believe that it is.
Yours.
Spearing ball from Aish, and that's a nice hit. Good looking set shot. 2 goals apiece. His best effort by foot. Young mops up. Gets it in the 1-2. That's a good left foot ball. Walters has found space. That's a good finish from Walters. Fremantle with a bright start. Rowell delays the hand pass nicely to Lukosius. Good user of the ball. This is nice to Sexton. Unloads from just outside 50. There's King. Marks on his chest. Beautiful transition by the Gold Coast. Just kept hitting him on the lead last week. He looked fantastic. Miller immediately out of the middle. Driving ball forward. There is King. For 2 in a minute. King leans back on it. No worries at all.
Play on.
Still they come Gold Coast through McPherson. Important ball to be won. King does that. Dished out to Rao. Snaps it on the left. Rao hits the board. Gold Coast have kicked 5 in a row. Looks for targets inside 50. Fife goes early. Look at the power of the man in the air, Nat Fife. Starting to try and grab his team out of it. Well, Jesse's not happy now. There's jumpers being ripped. Players on the ground. Pierce Hanley starting to push and shove. Holman, a tough man, comes. Now it's out of control. Players coming from everywhere. You hear the fines galore. Eventually it's released. Hanley. Good smother, good work. Falls to Walters. Always dangers around the goals, this man.
Nat Fife getting the right hamstring iced up.
That's a massive blow for the Dockers. That is a massive blow. You see the frustration on the skipper.
Probably not too far from the bench to be able to get there and get the next man on.
Rao, dangerous, strides in, kicks his second, this young man.
Here we see Nat Fife just behind the goalpost there. And just pulls up short.
Just a little misunderstanding with the ball carrier and the key forward.
Oh, player slips over. That was Hughes right at the wrong time. Can they take advantage? The Suns, they do. Somehow it drifts through. Not sure how. Ainsworth, well done, Young. Now King. Back to Ainsworth. Snaps it round the corner. Loves it.
3 wins in a row now for the Suns. What an incredible start to the season. Resumption for Stuart Dew's men. The Dockers once again just falling short. Star Nat Fife also finishing the game on the bench with ice on his hamstring in a double blow for Freo. Staying in the Queensland hub now, and it was the winless Crows facing off against the Brisbane Lions. The heat has been on Adelaide all week after a lacklustre performance last week, while the Lions have won their last 2 games in a row and are set to be bolstered by the return of their skipper, Dane Zorko.
Keeps it in the area initially. Chase Jones also tries to keep it in the congested part. Little flick back by Berry, a toe off the deck. This might work. It does. Bizarre but beautiful for McLuggage. In this driving rain. Pulls it to the pocket. And it works.
You get more of the leather on your foot.
Well, he's the link man. Splendid tackle by Laird on McLuggage. Berry scrambles it long. Hip put use of the body. Superb on Duday.
Although in these conditions, nothing's...
Oh, he passes it off.
That's it.
He wasn't confident, and that is crazy. McStay alone in the goal square. He's also on target to play his 200th in a few weeks. To half forward. Wow. Big fist. That's worth a kick.
And I think this is one of the lessons he's going to have to address, and he's gets a. You know, I think every midfielder has one of these days each and every.
Great mark back with the flight, McCarthy. It's almost a trademark now, and this is going to hurt a little. They've been competitive, Adelaide, but there's a little bit of space.
And probably bad news for both clubs. Will Hamill has been ruled out with concussion for the Adelaide Crows, and Dane Zorko limped from the ground. Looked like he was favouring that right ankle. Now, he missed last week with a right Achilles tendon injury.
Jones, big chance here. Flicks it out to McHenry. Spent it before he'd earned it. Comes back to Jones, and he breathes life right back into it. Smith with the palm down the kneel on the run. Ran into Brad Crouch, but he got the handball up to Rayner. Didn't want to have the shot this time. Charlie bends it around the body. Brilliant.
Rory Sloane has just limped from the ground after this incident. It appears to be a left ankle.
Tight ropes the boundary, finds Sloane, who's stayed out there. Links to Tex in the pocket, so that works better. This will be goal 430 if he kicks it. Tony Modra with 440, the Crows' greatest ever goal kicker. This will put him 10 away, and he slips it through. On the quick rebound here. Lions wide, Walker, little knock to his own advantage, collects it, time to survey, heads long, goal square. Could have let it go, but he took the mark, Frampton. McStay weighted down, Talia beat him, kept his body in front, and then beeline to Sharon. Hipwood goes up, Frampton, good contest, down to Crocker, bounced it, and bounced it home. Sloane to Keys, bangs it long. Big run at it, huge grab back with the flight, Leicester. Couldn't bring the mark down, edged out of the contest. Lions, beautiful blind turn. Kelly playing in front, but he went to ground. Berry's now got it. Looks in ball with the handball. Beautiful delivery. Bailey on the move. Perfect start. Blasts it towards the wing.
Little toe poke Charlie to McStay was unbelievably good. He meant that. McCluggage. That is the brilliance of the man there. To set this one up. Rich, straight down the spine. And it all started with you, Charlie. Turns inside. Charlie, hugely. Mark of the year contender. To ask the question. He wants the applause. 1, 2, 3. That's a big leap off 3 paces. Brad Crouch. Walker stands under it, and a good mark taken. He's got to get better fitness. But he can kick him straight. Crows with the numbers around it. Front on contact was good from Sloan to stop the mark attempt. Ball flicked out to Bailey. Off and running. Puts the Jets on. Hits the target. Ellis Yeoman. In a fight to get into this team from Cam Ellis Yeoman. Trying to hold his spot now, and he squeezes that in.
An inaccurate Lions outfit getting the job done to make it 3 wins on the trot. Lachie Neale, the absolute star, 31 touches and 6 behinds, if you don't mind. Dane Zorko, unfortunately, suffering a calf injury in the victory. The loss, of course, leaving Adelaide flailing down the bottom of the ladder. The Crows still without a win in 2020. So Geelong, well, they headed into their clash against Melbourne, having won 5 out of their last 6 encounters, with their most recent result an 80-point demolition of the Demons. Still stinging from their loss to Carlton, the Cats were out to make amends against a Melbourne side that hadn't played in a week.
It's Duncan. He's a very good user. Ablett's found space wide. Good handball. Dalhouse now. Inside 50, centering ball. Could have gone for home if he'd wanted over the top, and that's a good grab taken by Fort. Shouldn't be any trouble converting. Geelong with the first. This, Job, is the way Melbourne like to play. Harms don't like the stop-start stuff. They've got to keep the ball in motion, as you say. Hannon's got forward and done really well. And another good kick by Hannon. Nice and neat, won't have time to curl or bend. And that's very, very well done. So Fritsch kicks Melbourne's first goal. Give themselves another opportunity to go forward. And now Duncan trying to punch it away. Little handball comes out into Brayshaw space. Thought about the one out the left. Went with the left foot snap. Beautifully done. Thought about the handball. And now does. How could they not be switched onto that? Dangerfield from 50 out. How can Melbourne not be ready for that? Everyone knew about it. Find a gap through. Guthrie. High footy. Dangerfield in front. Lever in the middle of this pack. Did well to keep his eye on the footy. Out the back it comes to Parfitt. Little left foot snapper. Got it again.
Plenty of tricks. He can kick the ball a long way. Got a good grab, and then you see him do the dirty stuff. Beckett flew. Almost. And then Petrarca, he responds. Demons get the one they needed.
Now Parfitt. Smith almost threw it. Gee, I reckon he scooped that up. It was hard to distinguish, though. High ball, Guthrie takes the mark. Both in the picking up and the disposal. Tomlinson's kick's a beauty. McDonald turns around. It's a horrible kick. Petrarca went for the underground handball to Hunt. In comes Duncan. They call for deliberate, and he's gone. Got him. So Hunt now. Kick around the body from the boundary. Gee, that man was close and tight. He's got it.
Nothing clean on the outer side. Menegola did well. Slapped it to Parfitt. Gave it off to Duncan. Ends up in the hands of Parfitt, who puts a cute little kick into the hands of Myers. They're happy to play on Duncan on the run. It's hit the post last start. Puts it straight through the middle there. 16-point game.
McDonald was leading to the goal square, but Max didn't think he could get the distance, and he was right. Now McDonald comes back, and there it is. Basically directly in front. And that is good. It worked left to right. They leave O'Connor loose, and that's going to cost them a little bit of time. Kolodjasny now. Brayshaw did well. Oliver back to Brayshaw. Needs a clean pickup. Got it. Run into an open goal. Melbourne are in it. Melbourne are in it. Not sure what Salem is waiting for, whether he wants every Geelong player in the defensive 50. Kick on the way. Melksham off hands. Pickett comes back to Tomlinson. He's taken the mark. Got a kick at 50 metres for Melbourne to hit the front. It's online. It's coming back. Just misses. Minor score.
Happy to just go long with the kick. Seconds against for Melbourne. And the Cats hang on by the skin of their teeth.
The Cats back on the winners list, holding off a surging D's outfit to claim its second win of the season. It came at a cost though, defender Tom Stewart breaking his collarbone. Not good news there at all for him. And to the final game of the round now, and it was a fitting way to end the weekend after losing one of the legends of the game in John Kennedy Sr. Hawthorn and North Melbourne doing battle at Marvel Stadium. Now the Hawks haven't beaten the Roos at the venue since 2016 and went into the match with 10 players aged 29 or older on Sunday night.
Well, he elevated his status as he got a chance in the midfield last year and now really blossoming. O'Meara though with the entry kick, sending Hawthorn forward. O'Brien, clever. Bruce at his best will kick this. He was at his best. Hard going in there. Goldie still on the force. Marnie, good determination.
Well, 3 times for Marnie.
Great effort out to Aaron Hall, who can kick a ball, and he shows that. Scully bounces up well, uses shields, they've chained the handball well. 20 seconds against the clock, the Hawks. Doubling back Gunston, that's the target. Can he get up and mark? It's deep, ends up with O'Brien who'll kick the goal. Was slightly interfered with. Henderson went for a cute pass, maybe not the time or the place. Bruce to Scully. Didn't blast away. It was a bit of a middling kick. Oh, Burgoyne, give him an opportunity like that, and he'll gobble it up. Quick handoff, and as much on the kick as possible from Higgins. Ben Brown left. Oh, he's got it, hasn't he? He has. This one simply has to go through, and that's a better strike. Big tap down. Higgins onto it first, though. North out of the middle, bursting. Williams' kick is well placed to Anderson. He'll look in the inside. Simpkin kept on running. Brown's on the move. It's 50.
Well, the good news for North Melbourne fans is that all of a sudden Ben Brown found some space to work into and put 10 metres on James Frawley. And Alistair Clarkson is fuming.
There's a setup. Sicilians.
Be careful there.
Atley's got some problems here. Spits out. Liam Shields. He's going to go on his own off the left boot. Can it amount to anything? Walker has to charge through and hope for the best. Then straight into a forest of trees, and there was Hawks everywhere. They're swarming forward now to make them pay. Scully sets up Wingard. Couple of high draft picks there doing their thing. And the Hawks are getting close to being home. Little opportunity here. Oh, it's going to be a free kick to Sherry. For his first goal in AFL footy. He's nursed it, but it's got there. And a cause for celebration. Christian Sherry puts it through.
Well, the body language says it all for the North Melbourne skipper. Hutto, Jack Siebel just sitting by himself at the moment on the boundary. Slumped, disappointed. He's out of the game because of a left hamstring injury.
Good hands. Moved it to Jamont. One more. Now Taylor with the setup. Deep to full forward. Waiting underneath it. Zaha!
Amazing. This game's been turned on its head.
He turns quickly and he strikes. Segler disposed of Goldstein. Higgins the handoff. Thomas the snap. The snap!
Come on!
Oh, he's put it through and there's still almost 3 minutes to go.
Well, he's likely to get it, Ben Brown. He'd have to be the one.
He's the target, all right. And here, yes, he wasn't sure whether to go for it. A goal and scores are tied up. This for 5 in a row. Oh, it's high. It's markable. Underneath it, Thomas. Higgins. Simpkin.
That's the game.
They have the game. There's a major fright.
They had a scare.
Well, how's your hearts, Hawk fans? You've got home, but only just.
Heart in mouth stuff there. Hawthorn just hanging on. The Roos certainly charging home and nearly pinching victory. 4-time premiership coach Alistair Clarkson not happy after the game, delivering a scathing review of the modern game, declaring it's in a dreadful space.
You put a lot of time and effort and endeavour into the game. We had 69 tackles. I don't think we had a free kick from a tackle. 69 tackles, and not one of them can be adjudicated holding the ball. It's just like, what's happened to our game? If that's the spectacle that we're trying to search for in our game's in a dreadful space. What's coaching got to do with it? We teach our players to tackle, and they tackle. And if a player doesn't dispose of the ball correctly, then the rule book says blow the whistle and pay a free kick to the opposition. I thought it was a terrible spectacle, and I'm sorry for shit-canning our own brand and our own club and our own team in this space, but I was so disappointed with the way we played, and I was so disappointed with the way that the game is being played right at the present time. It's frustrating, and it must be frustrating our fans.
Strong words there from the master coach, and that's where we leave it for another week. That was your round 4 action. We will be back next week for another round recap. Stick with us here on afl.com.au and the AFL Live app in the meantime for all of your footy news.